Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 22nd of August. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the GFS and CFS Ensembles. Maybe around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, which will of course get us into the early part of September. I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video I say was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've also released a weekend forecast and the EC42 there for the UK and Ireland too. Check out all today's videos and content. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, okay, let's crack on then. We can take the 14 day. We're going to start off with a centering temperature. The CT is currently sitting at 16.2, which is 0.4 of a degree above the 61 to 1990 average. That's lifted up quite a lot, hasn't it, over the past 2 or 3 days. That's provisional to yesterday, to the 11th of August. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at London today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London. Starting off to average to a little bit below average, actually, at the moment. Going to have a tick up through the beginning of next week. That's as a trough comes in though from off the Atlantic, so we'll be a bit unsettled. Then dropping back down again midweek, and then we get this lift up in the upper air temperatures through to the end of next week and next weekend. So how far are we going up with this? The white line, which is the ensemble mean, goes to plus 15 at 858. It looks like we've lost those very hot outlier members that we're going up to here. There's still 1 or 2 going close to 20 degrees at 858 grade, but it looks like we're firming up between 15 and 20 degrees really at 858 grades. So it is going to turn significantly warmer, probably hot for a couple of days at the end of the week and into the beginning of the weekend for southern and eastern parts of the country anyway. But maybe not exceptional. We may not push temperature up into mid-30s. It's probably sort of going to be upper 20s to low 30s for a couple of days, Friday, Saturday. There is still time for this to be upgraded, of course, but equally there's still time for downgrades, though. So watch this space. Beyond that, into the final week of August, we find the upper air temperatures then returning back closer to average. Precipitation-wise, going to be quite a lot of dry weather over the next couple of days, but it goes more unsettled through into the warmer period. So that could be associated with like thunder and some thunderstorm, thundery breakdown. At some point you notice that precipitation spike just there, which I'm sure is going to be like thunderstorms or something producing that last spike. Overall, not as unsettled as it has been though for the next couple of weeks, and even these precipitation spikes, you know, if they are thundery in nature, then they'll be a hit and miss. So relatively dryish, I think, for the second half of August, but with the chance of thunderstorms and whatnot. Temperature anomalies from the 12th to 26th of August going to be warmer than average, not just the UK, but for most parts of Europe too. And precipitation anomalies from the 12th from the 12th to 20th of August, dry and average in the southeast corner and across northeastern Scotland, otherwise nearer normal to, in 1 or 2 places, slightly wetter than average. That undoubtedly is down to those hit and miss thunderstorms in various locations. Latest Windflow Map from earth.nullschool.net shows that low pressure is dominating mode today. The low pressure is to the west of Scotland, and we're feeding in this westerly wind from off the Atlantic. The air is originating from somewhere up in the North Atlantic. So, yes, it's quite a strong wind that got blowing today as well, and plenty of showers in the north and in the west. Right, let's go through chart data then. This is our latest UK Met Euro run. Is looking for midnight on Tuesday under a trough of low pressure showers and or longer spells of rain, heading in towards the last stages of the week. So we pull up some warmth from the south, but we develop this area of low pressure out to our west within this very warm, unstable air. You'll notice that the hottest of the air, the UK Met Euro run, by midnight on Saturday is through France into the Low Countries and Germany. Very, very hot air is sitting just to our south, but we really aren't all that far away from pulling up some really quite extreme heat. But it looks as though that area of low pressure, thundery low, that is triggered by the heat and humidity, looks like that will probably keep most of the intense of the heat anyway away to our south and east. But just a slight adjustment with this. We could start to pull some of those very, very hot upper air temperatures northwards. So remains to be seen. Icon, again, under that trough of low pressure on Tuesday. That being showery conditions, probably more for England and Wales, actually, on Tuesday into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. High pressure takes over to our northern east, and we pull the wind into a southerly or a southeasterly. That's midnight Saturday with high pressure again to our north and northeast, low pressure out to our west-southwest, withdrawing up wind from a southerly or a southeast-easterly direction. Hotter with the upper air temperatures with Icon compared to the UK Met. You'll notice that the plus 20 Celsius is just clipping into a far southeastern corner there. However, by midday on Saturday, it looks as though a cold front or something is pushing across the country, maybe bringing thunderstorms and starting to usher away all of that very hot air to our south and east. So again, a near miss with that very extreme heat over France. GFS midnight run once more under the trough on Tuesday. That gets out of the way through the middle of next week as high pressure takes over to the east country, low pressure out to the west. Wind is pulling up from a southerly or a southeasterly. This area of low pressure kept at bay to midnight on Saturday next week, out to the west of the northwest with high pressure blocking to our south and southeast. How the upper air temperatures looking hot. 15 Celsius iceberg in Shrewsbury country, plus 20 Celsius iceberg into northern parts of France. Looks like there's some sort of thundery trough bend developing through Saturday to Sunday, which is midnight Sunday next week, 20th of August. Thundery trough sitting in the south and in the southeast. Upper air temperatures still hot in the southeastern corner, but turning cooler and fresher out in the northwest. There's a potential here for some big thunderstorms with this contrasting air mass, I think, next weekend. Now, thundery trough then gets out of the way by the beginning of the following week. So this is Monday, 23rd of August. Thundery trough gets out of the way and a ridge starts to build in behind it. So high pressure takes over strongly then through up to days 9 and 10. Upper air temperatures aren't as hot, but under that ridge of high pressure it would be very warm. Obviously there'll be plenty of sunshine if that comes off, so easily getting temperatures into mid to up 20 Celsius. With that, I would have thought very pleasant. And the high pressure just continues then through into the extended range too. Big area of high pressure sitting right over top of the country, bringing lots of dry and warm, very warm, potentially quite hot weather through the final week of August. That looks like a little bit of a classic summer chance, doesn't it, really, with that area of high pressure taking over them through the last week of the month. Wow. What about GFS 6 then? Well, again, we see that on Tuesday we've got a trough sitting around the country that will bring heavy showers and long spells of rain. That gets out of the way Wednesday, Thursday, high pressure taking over. Friday, we begin to pull up that southerly southeast with high pressure to our northeast, low pressure to our southwest. That area of low pressure getting closer to the west by the time we get 6 a.m. next Saturday. Upper air temperatures are looking hot, plus 20 Celsius iceberg. It's very close to southeast corner, just over the other side of the channel, plus 15 Celsius iceberg through much of England. However, that low pressure then sent a cold front eastward, maybe with thunderstorms through next Saturday, and introduces cooler and fresher air in from off the Atlantic. So by 6 a.m. Sunday, cooler air is pushing away those very hot upper air temperatures. Beyond that, much more unsettled then with the GFS 6Z for a while anyway. So we get this area of low pressure around day 10. That brings more wind and rain up to the north and west. But again, similar to the midnight run, high pressure then sort of building through the last week of the month. Again, bring plenty of dry, fine and warm, very warm, maybe even locally quite hot weather. Upper air temperatures aren't extreme, but they're certainly warm enough for temperatures to be well up into the 20s Celsius. If you're enjoying the video, please give you like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our video. Don't forget to share friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. We need to put on around 45 subscribers to get ourselves to 16.7k. So if you could give us a sub, it would be amazing and incredible. If you do that, you'll be able to see future weather content as well, by the way. Thank you so much. Okay, GM, once more, that thundery low on, well, a trough of low, probably not that thundery, but a trough of low on Tuesday could bring some thundery rain, though, to England and Wales. Wednesday, Thursday finds high pressure taking over, bringing lots of dry and warm conditions into the last stages of the week, with winds going into an east or a southeasterly. Upper air temperature becoming very warm down in the south. Back to midnight on Saturday, high pressure to our northeast, low pressure to our southwest, drawing up those southerly southeast winds. Upper air temperature becoming very warm, maybe half to the southeast corner, plus 15 Celsius iceberg. Now, the GM does not push out low pressure through as quickly as the other model output next weekend. Consequently, for the south and southeast anyway, those hot upper air temperatures are continuing, although the hottest of the air, with about plus 20 Celsius iceberg, covers most of France, Low Countries, and into the west of Germany. But nevertheless, we stay pretty warm, maybe hot in that southeastern corner, actually through to the following week. So if it's going up to day 10, which is the 22nd of August, notice it's out to the northwest, it is that little bit cooler though. And maybe ECM once more with that low pressure, bringing wet weather maybe on Tuesday. Then high pressure takes over through the middle to the latter stages of next week. That's midnight Saturday, drawing in most southerly southeasts. Upper air temperatures are hot for England and Wales, plus 20 Celsius iceberg is making it into the channel by then. This is Sunday, midnight Sunday. Again, we find that for east and southern regions anyway, the upper air temperatures look hot, beginning to cool down a bit out in the west. Probably some sort of thundery trough marking the boundary. That's all. That's how I look at day 9. The hot air is still very, very close to us and doesn't really get out where it actually comes back a little bit. So by midnight, Monday 21st, it's actually turning hotter again across England and Wales. And with this low pressure just to our west-northwest, that could be the trigger. The heavy showers and thunderstorms, obviously, we'll know much more closer to the time frame. Upper air temperatures by day 10, which is 22nd of August, show the hottest of the air just to our southeast. A little bit cooler out to the north and west. This is a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from Temp.com. There's some wet weather we could have across England and Wales on Tuesday, so that could be quite useful for the gardens. And then after that, we turn drier through the middle to the second half of next week, and then to the end of next week and into next weekend. That's when we've got the risk of thunderstorms within this melting pot of hot and humid air. So we see the first push of thunderstorms, particularly through central and northern regions there next Saturday. More storms though coming back as we head up toward day 9, so another batch of thunderstorms a little bit further southwards. That's the scenario at day 10. Still the risk of some thunderstorms there across central parts of England. I expect those storm areas and risk areas to change, and move around a little bit over the next few days, but certainly there is a risk here of showers and or thunderstorms with this very warm, humid weekend next weekend. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensemble Day for Day 10. Gets us 22nd of August. 11 members of the ECM Ensembles with low pressure close to the country. That's going to be cooler, fresher, and more unsettled. 9 with high pressure though over to the east coast. That could be dry and very warm, maybe quite hot. Another 9 with high pressure to our north and northeast. Low pressure west southwest. That draws up wind from a southerly direction. That could be quite volatile. That includes the operational run. Wow. Another 9 with low pressure in the Atlantic to west of Scotland and Ireland. High pressure over France. That brings the flat westerly flow. That's a bit cooler and fresh, especially for the north. 7 with high pressure again somewhere to our east and northeast. Low pressure is out to west. Up comes those southerly southeasterlies. That could bring some very warm or quite hot air with it. And 6 with low pressure over Scandinavia, high pressure in the Atlantic down towards France. That's going to be quite dry, but probably a little bit cooler with the wind direction. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to 27th of August. 20 members of the ECM Ensembles then have low pressure to our north and northeast, high pressure down towards France, winds coming in from a westerly direction. Cooler and more showery at 19 with quite deep low pressure over northern and western Europe. Again, that looks very cool and actually quite unsettled. And then 12 with high pressure to the north of Scotland, probably some lower pressure down towards France and Biscay. That's going to be the warmest option, therefore, as the wind will be coming in from an east or southeast direction, but that might bring some, I'm so sorry, but that might bring some heavy showers and thunderstorms down into the south. Lastly, CFS 2 meets a 500 millibar height and launch breaking down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 12th to the 18th of August, but next week we'll have high pressure to the north, to the east, and a ridge through the country with lower pressure out to west. It all looks quite anticyclonic, and with winds coming up from the south, it could be quite hot by weekend too. Week 2 is going to be the 19th, 25th of August. High pressure again over the continent and to north and east as well. Plenty of dry, fine, warm or hot weather with that one. Week 3 it's going to be the 26th of August, 1st of September. We're just moving a little bit further westwards, maybe bringing something slightly cooler with the wind direction, perhaps a little bit more from a northwesterly direction. And then week 4 is going to be the 2nd to the 8th of September. Anticyclonic with high pressure sitting to our south and east, probably some lower pressure out in the Atlantic. That should get the wind up from a southerly southwesterly direction, and therefore could be a very warm start to September with the driest weather down in the south. And we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. You'll be able to see future weather content if you do that, including future Centre 14 days, future weekend forecast, future EC 32 days, 42 days, and the long range as well. So please give us a sub. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. And you'll be able to see future live streams. That brings you on very nicely to tomorrow, because tomorrow we've got 6 AM UK weather forecast, got the 9th autumn update, interesting watch that one, and we're going to be live streaming at 6 PM. We're going to live stream our 10 to 14 day, and we'll combine it with loads and loads and loads of long range. We're going to have a CFS and also Patal Peng special tomorrow, so plenty from Patal. That's going to run right way through the rest of the year and into the winter of 2023-24. So ultra long range coming up in a live stream at 6 PM tomorrow. I shall see you live for that one, hopefully, if you're around the channel anyway. But for this video and for today's videos, that's all now, and thanks for watching.